Hey guys, so today we cover Midsummer Night's Dream. What was interesting about the play? Strange, revealing, anything like that? That Hermia is in love with Lysander, but her father, Aegis, will never let that happen. She needs his blessing, and he's just not willing to give it. Two values being represented as true love and honesty. True love whenever it comes to Hermia and Lysander. They love each other very much. They want to be together, but again, it's forbidden because the father didn't bless it. And honesty, it also comes along with the same situation. They were very honest in telling Aegis that she will not wed anybody else but Lysander. Something I circled. Abjure in Act 1, line 65. I had no idea what that meant, so I looked it up, and it means solemnly renounce, which doesn't really change the play at all, but like it still gives me like, another word to my vocabulary, which is pretty good. Compare and contrast how gender is depicted in the play. So gender is very weird in this play. So it's much like olden times, and though I wouldn't agree, it is the way it was back then, and it's that woman had to ask for the father's blessing. But then on the same hand, in the same play, women are also not supposed to be super passive. But as you know, like, men are supposed to be the aggressor, because this is the way it is. Like, like a guy sees what he wants, he goes and he does something about it. Girls are more laid back. They sit back and they're like, if he wants me, he'll come, But women aren't viewed like that in this play too, which is kind of weird, right? I don't understand. How do you think contemporary casting affected the audience? Oh, wow, contemporary casting. So if we're talking about contemporary, so back then, during Shakespeare's time, so the female roles were played by men. So would that affect the audience? I think a lot. Would the audience want to see men falling in love with each other and then making out? I'm not sure. Nowadays it's different because of the society that we live in. We've set this precedent that love is love, and it is. But back then it really wasn't, I would say, as acceptable. So to see that would have been very, very different for those people, and I think that really affected the way that Shakespeare's plays were written, because nobody wanted to see that back then, I'm sure. But I don't know. Ask two questions. One, is Hermia's father justified to choose her lover? That's a good question. I really think that's a good one, because like I said, like in olden days, like that's acceptable. That is completely acceptable, because that's the way they lived. But now women, the way that they are their own person, they don't need somebody to tell them who they can marry. That's awful. Like, who cares? They can marry whoever the hell they want, right? And then, do you think that men playing women would make it more interesting? This is going back to the contemporary act.